I'm on the trip planner screen for one reason. I'm indicating when I'm on the screen why we have a thing called a destinations manager. Uh, in this particular case, what we're doing when we're traveling somewhere, we know about the stops along the way. And in the planning for the stops along the way, we use the destination manager as our archival library of locations and places that we may want to see. And we may want to return there on a different trip. If we put them in here, they would be kind of lost if we had the destination manager in this location, in that if we wanted to go and take a second trip to a destination, we would have to add all that information back in again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you by going to the destination manager what it's used for and how it's used. In this particular case, when you come to the destination manager, you're going to be creating a new record by adding new record. This is a parent record for the destination manager. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be filling in the information, and in this case it's going to be for the destination name, it's going to be the destination city where we're closest to where we're going. It's also going to have a place for directions, which I'll cover again in a moment, and the nearest city next to this location where we want to go. There's also the address, the state or province that it's in, the zip code or postal, the cross street or cross highway, the phone number and phone number too. This is an 800 and this is the local phone number. Then we also have an email, so if we have to email for reservations and get that set up, we can go ahead and do that. And then what I did in this particular case on the photo, when I went to their website, I went ahead and put in the website photo that shows the parking area, and you can see there's little RV parking spots over here and over on the other side. And then there's also some RV parking spots in the actual trees over here where they have hookups. So you can stay at this particular place at the crater, or for example, or you can go to one of the local places that may be near this particular place. And that's the whole reason for this particular screen. Say for example, I do not want to stay here. So I can go up there and I can say, let's do a destination map. And I can bring up the particular thing here, and I can do either a search in Google, or I can, if I have a location or an RV space, I can start to put it in there, and it's going to give me that listing of all the places that are nearby, and I can pick from there a RV parking spot if that's where I want to go. Or again, I can always do the double click on the map and expand the map to the full location of where I want to go. And in this case, if I'm going to the crater, which is going to be way over here, I can just zoom in, and I can then do some things to look at the cities that are nearby that might be interesting to me. And in this case, there's Winslow. And I can see if I keep on clicking in and going in further, I got Holbrook and Flagstaff. So it gives you the option to pick where you want to be. And actually there's more cities along the way than that, but you can see there's quite a bit of an expanse of dead area within this map. Now, while you're looking at this map, you can use and the way I put this map in is you can use the grabber tool on the Mac, or the snap scissor tool on the Windows side of the application, or what you can do is you can do a screen capture on the iPad to get this particular map. And all I did, once I have it there and it's in memory or stored, I can go ahead and add that information to this part over here by clicking on it and saying, and either insert from the picture on the hard drive or insert from the picture that is in the iPad library and insert that in this space. What this does is, in case you do not have a connection for Wi-Fi as you're traveling along, this gives you a static image of the place where you want to go. Well, that doesn't do you an awful lot of good if you don't have other information where, for example, if you had the website and you're able to go there, you could get yourself more information by putting the directions, and I'm going to pop back out of here in a second to click the directions. While I was in the Google Maps, what I did is I copied directions from the start from and go to, and I put that particular information in the screen here, and this actually scrolls down so that I can see all the directions. So if I lose my Wi-Fi connection, I know that I've got a certain set of miles or whatever that I have to travel before I can make each one of my turns. So in the event that you do lose Wi-Fi or you don't have 3G connection, and that's very possible in a lot of locations in Arizona or other places, you will still have that data in your travel log in order to find where you need to go. So that's your directions. There's also the website itself, where you can do a website and get more information as far as the website for that particular location. Now, what's unique about this particular page is that you'll see that there's a drop down, and what I have the ability to do is I can change from location to location, and I can click on a different website, and what I did is I have the Crater website right at my disposal because it's in my drop down list. And you'll see that the name of this place is also entered here. So we're going to be covering this later, how I add new URLs to this particular drop-down when we get there. And basically what it does, for example, there's my support site. So if you wanted to go to my support site, by clicking on this record, it will go out and find my support site. And that way, if you needed support information, you'll see that I have the ability on my website where you can click this and go ahead and add your name and your email, your phone number if you want, so I can call you back, or your Skype address, and then leave me a message. If you do not get a hold of me directly, I will have your email and your Skype address to contact you to answer questions if you need to. This is available on all the screens within my application. And then there's different tabs that are on the application in case you need support or you need to know something about a particular application. There are user guides for paper pubs for the older versions of my applications, but in the new ones, they all have video help in them, so it makes them easier to find information for those particular items. Now, in this case, you can scroll up and pick any one of the different applications that are offered in the support site if you're interested in additional applications. But as I showed you here, you can also pop off if you add a new thing. Say, for example, I want to go to YouTube. Well, if I wanted to go see the log file that shows my channel for my things, I could go to that particular thing by putting Apps by Vaughn Clement in here, and it'll take me to my channel, and then you can click on the information for all the videos for this application, for example. And all the ones that have videos for them, video helps, will be listed in a category by the application, and then you can jump into that location. So it's pretty easy to navigate even while you're still in the application and see the items that you want to find. Okay, let's pop back into the main part here, and guess what? We have another button that is a pop-up. And this one is for facilities. This is really great if you're traveling with a group or you plan to explain where you've been to another RV person and you want to tell them the facilities that you found there. In this particular case, I just titled it facilities, create a list below to show what facilities are available at the destination. You don't have to put that in. Basically what I'm doing is showing you what you're supposed to put in here. It says note this data is set up so that you can copy and paste the contents in this field and paste it into another facilities field. So if you wanted to just grab this information here so you don't have to retype it, you could copy and paste it and put it into the next facility record for the next stop along the way, and then just edit in and out the things that were actually available for that particular facility. Now in this case, these are just examples where they had free Wi-Fi, hiking trails, bicycle trails, heated pool, dump stations, site power, and store. Now what you can do also is you can go to the website for this particular one, which is over here, and look at their facilities if they have them listed, and copy them and paste them directly into this field for facilities. And it just so happens that when you're looking at this website, when you go back to it for the Crater as an example of it, they do have a thing that talks about the facilities in the visitor center, as far as visitor center and gift shops, theater, subway, and so forth, all the things that they have at their location. And they even have the admission prices and all that kind of thing that can be put in the same field for the facilities and information for costs. They have group rates and stuff like that. And here's the RV park. If you pop over there, it shows you the RV park and what it looks like. And if you wanted to, again, you could take the Snap It tool, take the picture of this particular area. And then again, there's all the supporting information in here that talks about the location and what it looks like and what they offer as far as facilities, and that is very important information when you're traveling to a location you're going to spend any amount of time there, like for example an overnight. And then there's the nearby kind of stuff for science and maybe other things that may be available in the area. So there's an example of what's available that you can do with the Destinations Manager. A lot of times what happens when you plan your trip and you get all the information ahead of time, it alleviates a lot of the pressures for knowing or not knowing what is at the location when you go there. But what you can do is you can take notes when you're at the facility after you actually got there, and make additional notes down in the destination comments that may be helpful when you're talking to somebody else about the area and you're trying to remember something. For example, maybe their store had a particular thing that was pretty interesting and you wanted to make a note of it so you can remember what store that was at when you wanted to find that information again. And that way you can also copy and send that to somebody that wants to use that information on their next trip. Especially if they have this application, you can trade information by copying this to an email and sending that information to them in an email. You can highlight and copy this particular image right here, for example, and then just paste it right, if you have a Gmail, paste it right into the email and send it to them. That way they can have a picture, or the map itself, for example. You can say copy the map and then go ahead and send that to them. Or as you can see in this particular case, it says export field contents, but it does the same thing by copying it. Now if you have a QuickTime video, you can also copy the video and send the video through Facebook, so you can send it to your family members after you finish your trip, or you can take the individual pictures and copy and paste them into Facebook to show them information about the particular trip right from your application. So it makes it awfully easy. And the same thing goes for your directions. You can copy them directly out of here, sweep them, paste them, and that way you can give directions to somebody on your iPhone, or say for example anything that supports 3 and 4G. And you can also send other detailed information to somebody. If they're going to meet with you, you can show them how to get to a location if they don't have the same map and application stuff that you do in this particular thing. It's very handy to have all the directions and phones and all that information. So if you have any questions about how to use this particular screen, go ahead and contact me at the support site.